You can do open heart surgery on yourself too? Ma'am, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, ma'am. Okay.
On November 14th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a trespasser call at a business in Harris County, Texas. The officers made contact with a witness who stated the defendant was asked to leave the business, but was refusing to leave. The officer walked over to the defendant and tried to inform her that if she refused to leave, she would be considered trespassing. The defendant would not listen and did not want to leave. The officer attempted to detain the defendant and place her in handcuffs, but the defendant kept pulling away, refusing to give the officer her hands. The defendant also braced her legs on the ground to prevent the officer from removing her, and the officer had to use a reasonable amount of force to place the defendant in handcuffs and remove her. The defendant braced her legs against the seat and door and prevented the officer from properly detaining her in the marked unit, and once in the unit, the defendant grabbed and pulled.
That line right there, that's not just sarcasm, it's legal reality wrapped in dark humor. Yes, self-representation is a constitutional right, but judges use analogies like this to warn defendants. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And trust me, this warning is about to matter a lot.
Pulled the officer's shirt, trying to pull herself out of the unit.
Okay, what store is this that she was in?
I have the address. I'll look to see if they have a store name listed.
Okay.
Your Honor, ma'am, if I may speak.
Now's not the time. I mean, I've got a bunch of DAs here. Anything that you say, they're going to use it against you to prove guilt. You'll get the opportunity, I promise. Just now's not that time. How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 30 years old.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I don't have a job. I'm disabled.
What's the nature of your disability?
I got cardiac web, a hematoma, deteriorating spine, hole in my heart, pulled over ligaments, bilateral kidneys, asthma, cancer.
Pause here. This is the moment the charge escalates. Trespass alone is minor, but once physical resistance enters the picture, it becomes interference with public duties. That's the legal switch that turns a warning into possible jail time.
How do you support yourself?
Currently at this moment, I'm supposed to be receiving, I got my Social Security claim number, but they refused to give me my award letter. And also, I was currently supposed to be residing at Vermilion Apartments, and my contract, I guess, was switched.
I want to know about the case. I just want to know how do you eat? How do you get money?
I don't.
I need you to fill out an application for me, and then I'll take a look to see if you qualify. As a condition of your bond, don't go back to this place.
It appears to be a housing facility.
Okay. Do not go back to this place, ma'am.
So I can't go back to Houston Housing Authority.
Whatever this place where they were trying to trespass you from, don't go back, ma'am. I'll provide you a lawyer today, and we'll talk about how we go forward, but I don't want it to be more bad blood, and I don't want you to go back to jail. If you go back...
Notice what's happening now. The courtroom tone shifts. The judge isn't interrogating. He's assessing. Ability to comply, financial support, mental state, this all feeds into bond conditions. This isn't sympathy. This is the court deciding how much risk is on the table.
They don't want you there.
That's police brutality.
There's got to be some other reasonable way that we can work things out, and we'll try. But you got to give it time, let things cool down. If you go right back after this issue now, you're begging for trouble.
Well, my contract is supposed to be terminated on 11/30th, meaning I still have an active contract. So what am I supposed to be doing about that in regards to that? I mean, I have my paperwork to prove it.
I can't give you legal advice, but we'll have you talk to a lawyer and figure out how we go forward. Okay. Mm-hmm. For the time being, don't go back though.
Okay.
Please, because it's only begging for bad blood. Okay. Yeah, so I need you to fill out an application for me. I'll have you sign a receipt of Victoria, and then we'll just have you take a seat while we find your lawyer. Okay? Please.
Flores.
Invoke my constitutional amendment rights as well as my civil and civil rights.
Okay to remain silent? Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay.
Is there a problem?
I honestly feel threatened by this courtroom.
And? This is not, this is not the circus.
I'm
This
not,
is not
I'm
a
not
playroom.
clown.
This is a court.
I'm
And
very coherent and competent.
no one says you were incompetent, but you have bond conditions that you're supposed to live up to. And we've given you so much as we've also given you a lawyer, and you're supposed to treat everyone here with respect. And when you don't, there's serious consequences.
Is there a thing for self-representation? I know that is a third option as well.
Of course you can represent yourself.
This is a critical legal moment. The judge is doing damage control, trying to prevent a repeat offense. When a judge says, "Don't go back," that's not advice. That's a clear line. Cross it, and everything gets worse.
You can do open heart surgery on yourself too?
Well, I ask for fair representation in a speedy trial.
No one here does anything to hurt anyone. The only thing that we're concerned about here is public safety and that everybody gets treated fairly and with respect.
Well,
That
I ask for
includes,
life and safety against Harris County.
I don't know what to tell you about there, but you need to take that with whoever you feel threatened by. But
Harris County.
here, we need to protect everybody in Harris County.
Me and my children.
We've given you a lawyer. I want you to treat him with respect. And I want you to treat our clerks with respect, our bailiffs, and us. I'm not asking for much. The only condition I put on you now is to not go back to the location where you were allegedly trespassed from. They don't want you there. So that's why I'm telling you now, don't go back. That's the only condition that we have.
In regards to my housing, which is my documentation right here, that should be submitted into my file. My stuff is supposed to be terminated on the 30th of this month, which I had probable cause to actually go and speak with Gary Baxter in regards to my housing contract. I also emailed informal hearing before November the 1st and haven't got a response back. So I had every reason to be at Houston Housing Authority.
You may have had a right to be there, but at some point, they're well within their right to say, look, we don't want you here anymore. You are creating a disturbance, so we would like you to leave.
Can y'all subpoena the cameras?
You can do whatever you want. You're going from here to here to here to here to here. Listen to what I'm saying and focus on this in the now. Don't start thinking of something in the future or something because you're not listening to what's happening now. You may have had a right to be there, but at some point you lost that because of the way you may have treated everyone and they didn't want you there anymore.
I'd like to file a hate crime against Harris County, the city of Houston.
Okay. You hear what I just said?
Hmm?
What did I just say?
Oh, I can't go back to 2640 Fountain View Drive in regards to it being my property, but have an actual,
I believe so. It's the Houston Housing.
yeah, the
Authority.
Houston Housing Authority have an actual reasons
Now,
to
that's
be there.
not to say you may send them an email. You could send them a fax. I don't know if that would include calling. As far as trespassing is concerned,
I can look into it, Judge. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was wrongfully
they can
evicted.
have an issue if she calls over there. That I don't know.
Wrongfully
The notice here
terminated.
that is kind of the subject of this incident does give her multiple options: email, mail, fax, phone. And she did send those emails. She was,
I don't know now with them telling her they don't want her back. How does
well,
that play
if
into?
they haven't asked for a no contact order and there's no specific person, I would say.
Exactly.
Because she
No response back from my
she still has
emails.
not been, she lives in, she has housing assistance through the Houston Housing Authority, Judge. And it says her assistance will be terminated on the 30th. So I mean, this is where she lives of this month. So she's still got a couple more days to try to resolve whether she's gets to continue, having housing assistance.
The only other thing, it's what's your last name again?
Simmons-Irvin, ERVIN.
You're very passive aggressive in the way you come off.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm a victim of Harris County.
That may be well,
And so are my children screaming.
that may be well right. But in life, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. And when you go to these people and you act in such a manner that they think you may be threatening them, you're not going to get far.
It's
Listen,
retaliation.
are you listening to what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, sometimes if you tuck your tail, you may get a lot more in life. I'll give you an example. I got pulled over months ago. I know I was in the right, but the officer came up and he goes, "Why did you stop? Why didn't you stop at that stop sign?" I know I stopped. May have been for a second or two. I told the officer, "Listen, Simmons," I told the officer, "Look, I'm sorry. It was an accident. I'm an idiot." He let me go. If I would have said to him, you a-hole, you're wrong. I didn't stop. I did what I was supposed to do." What do you think he would have done? He would have probably given me 5 tickets. But because I said, "I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. It was stupid for me to do that."
This story isn't about a traffic stop. It's about strategy. The judge is explaining something most people learn the hard way. Being right doesn't always help you in court. Cooperation lowers consequences. Resistance multiplies them.
Well, when you're facing reverse psychology
You get more with honey.
and they try to provoke you,
So what? Who cares? Be the bigger person. You're still going to get more. That's life. That's maturity. And when you tuck your tail, sometimes you get so much more, even if you're in the right and they're in the wrong. Who gives a shit? Sometimes that's what you have to do.
I also understand the indirect language it is in the Harris County Handbook dated 2021. And anybody that threatens and harass me in it, I have every right to press charges.
Did you just hear anything that I just said?
I did. I understand. I won't be there, but I know that I had every right to be. So if I'm forced out on the
You
streets,
don't have every right to
it'd be
be.
because of the government.
Don't have every. I am telling you now, and I'm ordering you not to go back to this place.
I'm not going there, but I have every right to speak. So I guess I need to contact Washington or somebody in regards to my contract and things, because this is a government facility. And as it says your housing assistance will be terminated on 11/30/2024. I also have 2 different client numbers as well. One number is 582213 and another one is 251651. So I had every right in regards to speaking with Gary Baxter again, which is right here, Kenneth Coles, Gary Baxter. Also received an email to reinstate my housing, I guess, I don't know, from Gary Baxter in regards to all that. So I'm just confused, because if I'm forced out on the streets in regards to being homeless and they're trying to pass new laws, then just so hypothetically, of course, thrown back into Harris County against my will, where I was held for 6 months, which is a violation of my constitutional and amendment rights, then it's retaliation. Also, I was told to surrender my inheritance in the direct language while I was being attempted murder by Harris County.
Have you speak to Corey about everything. Just remember, be nice. You get a lot more when you're nice than when you start raising your voice and yelling.
I am a traumatized victim. So if y'all could please work with me in regards to that, because I am a victim of Harris County. I do have a VAWA, a Violence Against Women's Act. It is still in the residence portal and everything. Simmons Irvin.
If anyone ever treats you wrong, just tell me and I'll try to do what I can to help you out. In any way, any shape, form, fashion, whatever you know, I'll help you as much as I can. All you got to say is the word.
Also facing my children being, the child expliciting cases.
Okay.
So let's just focus on just signing your
So
bond condition.
I'm going to have you sign the conditions. We'll have you stay with Corey. Just be nice. Hopefully you'll get your housing back if you're nice. That's it. All right. Please.